that he knows exactly from which roti came. Right? And he bakes all of the bread. The next day they just pay him for the bake. It's like a mass bakery, and they eat their food. And that's all that they have. They don't have storage places, like freezers and fridges. They eat for the day. That's it, khalas, jazakallah, assalamu alaikum. Really? Do you know that? In Marrakesh. That's why they have those riyadhs and the souks and whatever it is there. And you see these big things there, and everyone's food is being cooked in one communal area. Each one makes their own food, obviously, but just heated in one area. How artificially our lives are. Really, it's ridiculous. And this is what the Quran is telling you. He says there will have to be a time when you have to insulate yourself from this artificiality, because you're losing sense of your own self and your own humanity. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You and I will not survive. You and I will not survive. Right? Like all these intrepid travelers, who go out camping and whatever it is, it's a very big thing for them, whatever it is there. But really, it's difficult initially for city stickers, for city stickers. But really, come on, Hazratji, you've been to some of the Syrian camps. You've been to Albania. He's been to Albania or Al-Imdan. Ask him.
They only eat natural food. They grow in the backyard.
Yeah.
And in Syria, they got nothing.
And Syria has nothing.
You live in tents with nothing.
And we just take it for granted. And this is wallahi, this is the message of Ashab al-Kahf. If we were, God forbid, right now everyone is stressing about the drought. What drought, right? What drought are you talking about? What difficulty are you talking about? Africans in this country still have to walk 3 kilometers with 1 gallon, like a 25-liter gallon of water, which they must use, right, for the whole day, 25 liters. Salah, 25 liters goes in the toilet only. By flushing the chain and just using water only with us. And we're talking about drought. What nonsense are you people talking? What nonsense are you people talking? In the Arab countries, like in Jordan or whatever it is there, right? People can't bath because there's no water. My cousin Mufti Ghulam Muhammad was telling me, our ustads, such great scholars there, right? But some of them in that heat, you don't blame them. I mean, it's natural, it's body odor. What you going to do about it there? He said, you feel uncomfortable. Because I used to see these people in Syria before the war. Right? We were in Syria and we were there for about 2 or 3 days. I see these guys wearing the same outfit for 3 days. Same shirt, same pants, same socks. Right? They still do it in Jordan? Right? I asked them, but why? They say, well, you know what? Firstly, we don't have water. Secondly, we can't wash our clothes every day because there's no water. We've got to use the water for, essentials. And we have a bath once a week. Or at best, if we're lucky, twice a week. Really? Go to India, you'll see a similar situation. Go to Pakistan. We're living in luxury in this dunya, man. Really, I think we've been too insulated in the wrong way. Really, we've been too insulated in the wrong way. Our children don't know anything about nature and being natural. Do you know that? Right? In this artificial world that our children have grown up with, they don't have the immune system to be able to deal with nothing. We'll be the first casualties of war in terms of the difficulty and not being able to survive the difficulties. The difficulties will kill us. And the Quran is telling you that until you don't, and the Prophet some hadith is telling you, when you see these things taking place there, you need to move away. You need to prepare, survival, basic survival. You need to learn basic survival. People are busy engaging jihad training. I'm telling these people, Hazratjis, stop your jihad training with banduks and everything inside there. For South Africa currently, leave all that there. Teach family people basic survival skills. I mean, when ESCOM had this problem at the beginning of this year, right, we were all in panic station. Why? We couldn't do 2 hours of no electricity. At night, when there was no food in the evenings because you couldn't cook and whatever it is there, besides the restaurants which were open, making a lot of money, our people were like, what are we going to do? I had this problem with my kids. Abba, we're bored. Can't you put the internet on? Can't you put the internet on? We don't know what to do with ourselves. Because everything else so preoccupies us. If you switch off your TV, you switch off all electronics in your house, your phone or whatever it is there, and sit down between Maghrib and Isha, you won't be able to wait for Isha to come. And after Isha, when you have nothing to do, we sit there now. If you're not an active person, if you're not really engaging in any work there, you don't know what to do with yourself. You know that. After 2 hours, you'll be so physically and mentally exhausted because of not doing anything. You'll go off to sleep. And it'll be the worst 2 hours of your life if you only knew. If you only knew that it's not the worst 2 hours of your life. You know, do you know husbands, that's why be grateful to Allah for all of these things. Not in a good way. Because husband and wife won't know what to talk to one another. No, previously you had other distractions. Like previously, before you could even, cook your food there, by the time you started the chula and you started the fire, that took half an hour. So bichara, they had, like less things to do. Husband is busy cutting here, ye karta, wo karta. By the time the food gets ready, you're busy waiting for the food there. Your time went. Today, when everything is convenient, right, switch it off and see whether you can have a 10-minute conversation with your wife or your husband, right, without talking about business, without talking about kids, right? Without talking about, affairs of domestic household, like, gotta pay the light, this one here, we're gonna go for holiday. No, just sit and talk for 10 minutes. I'm issuing the challenge to everybody. See whether you can do that with your spouse. 10 minutes, have an intelligent conversation with your spouse.
We're talking about somebody else.
Oh, yeah, thank you very much. Jazakallah. Thank you. Then not I thank you for that. Without making ghibat about somebody else. Do you know you won't have anything to talk about? Yeah. You ask your, by the way, which political party do you belong to? How do you know? What's your opinion on the What? I'm serious. See. Really? I know the Prophet ﷺ used to do. When the Prophet ﷺ used to have some free time, he would tell Fatima, Sayyidah Aisha Siddiqa radiallahu anha, oh Aisha, talk to me. And she would talk to him. It would just take away his pressure. The other, he said, talk to me. Even if it's, just that normal, what do you call it, casual talk, just talk to me. We don't do that anymore. Wallahi, we don't do that anymore. And it may seem like being in this discussion may seem, but inconsequential, wallahi, it's not. It's not. It's to bring to your attention how far off we are from our spirits and from our own natures. And in order to do that there, you got to go back to nature. Getting back to Daya Halima. So what used to happen? They used to feed them, for the wetnesses from. And the Prophet ﷺ was born. Where did he grow up as a child? From the time he was born. In the bush, in the desert, with Bedouins living in tents. By the age of 3 and 4, they had evolved to such a degree that they could take care of sheep and goats. And they would sit, on the hillocks and whatever it is, right, watching over sheep and goats. Today our children have never touched an animal. We don't know what it's like. Right? We don't take spirituality from animals. Do you know that? And we're asking ourselves, what are we doing? Right? Our children are more inclined towards learning how to drive a car than asking them to ride a horse. I know it's expensive and whatever, but you understand my point, right? Ask them to take the responsibility of, taking care of a dog, or taking care of a cat, or taking care of one of these things. I'm not in favor of, caging things and whatever it is, birds and so on. I'm not in favor of that, but so give them the degree of responsibility. Let them come to realize what it means to take care of something, to take responsibility of something. Today, the only thing they want to take care of there is the iPads and their phones and so on. And that too, they don't worry about if it breaks there because that is your insurance. Have you exposed them to these things yet? No. Wallah. We'll come back to it and we'll start off with the rest of the discussion, inshallah.